Do you think it's okay for us to use the word? Say, for instance, do you think it's okay for us to make reference to the word, and being comfortable in that, and then somebody else see that, and then they say, "Oh, well."
But that's what happens.
I know,
That's
but I'm saying,
happens.
do you think that's right? Do you think that's correct?
Do you think white people think it's okay for them to call us nigger? I don't think that that's the case.
Oh, really?
Really?
I've been around a lot of white people, and none of them have ever called me nigger.
Why did they get upset with Eminem using?
I don't listen to Eminem, but he's white, so I would say he shouldn't use it.
He was in hip hop culture.
But he's in hip hop culture. See, that's the mixed message that I'm trying to actually explain. Is to somebody.
And now that you mentioned that, I guess in the context that it's used, and if he is a part of the hip hop culture, then no, it's not offensive. Because he wouldn't be calling you a nigger and then lynching you. He would be calling you saying, "You my nigga." Just like, and I actually had this conversation with my mother again. I talk about her a lot. But in reference to the word bitch, there was something else that we were talking about. She asked me about, she mentioned us calling each other girl on the dish. She said, "Jason, I don't know if y'all want to do that." She said, because some people in the heterosexual community, are not aware of that y'all do that and that that's a term of endearment and blah, 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 blah. And again, because she's a heterosexual woman, I knew that she would possibly have that feeling. So I said to her, I said, for us, that is a term of endearment. It's not an insult, and that is something that we call each other.
Girl was one time viewed as something.
But how does she
the same as nigga?
Viewed as a word that people may take negatively. As we know, huh?
How?
Because
there's some expression in our expressions like "girl, please."
Right, but there's
no violence in that. There's no animosity in that.
But when you say
cultivated.
When somebody says "you my nigga," ain't no violence in that.
Yeah, there was violence.
There was violence attached to that at one time.
That's why I want to say.
But it's used differently. It's used differently now. That's why I said the context in which it's used. The same thing with the word bitch. Bitch can be used with "you bitch," or it could be "this my bitch." Ah, come on, bitch. Let's So it can be.
But girl is a total different.
But it's the same basic principle. We're talking about principle. We're not talking about the word specifically. We're talking about the principle. Whereas if you say there's some gay guys who, if you call them girl, they are offended by that. We happen to be comfortable and okay with the use of the word
on the show
girl.
That we called a girl.
The perception of someone who is not on the show or not one of us saying that some people may think that that's offensive. That's what it's, and it's the same thing with the word nigger.
But it's
the same thing with the word nigger. If I call you nigger, or if you call me nigger, because you don't particularly care for it, but if you call me nigger, I'm not offended by that. If a white person on the street calls me nigger, I'm offended by that because their intent and their meaning behind the word is something that's totally different than you calling me nigger.
But it may not be.
It is.
So if Eminem say
it is, and my perception of it is.
Oh, okay.
So for me, and my perception is my reality. So if I perceive it to be different, then it is. And that's really the only thing that matters.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
The expression of how it's used.
The context and how it's used, right. Not the word itself, to me.
So what does she think we should say?
Well, after having the conversation, she understood and she was like, okay. She was like, I guess she needed the explanation.
I'm definitely not saying, y'all my niggas.
Well, she didn't think that either. But I explained to her how bitch and how sometimes with her girlfriend, she might say that's my bitch or whatever, which my mother doesn't say that either. But when I said that, she understood, us using the term girl. So it comes down to perception, And speaking of which, perception, what is your perception of the video Far Away, song by Marsha Ambrosius, which deals with... in the video, there's a bullying of a gay couple. So, and I know we posted it, you all posted it on the Dysh Facebook page, and lots of people have been posting it, and it has since then now started to play on VH1 Soul. It's the Spotlight song.
Because I don't actually think they probably would have played it.
Really?
If it wouldn't have gotten all the hits that it got.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting that you say that because I actually went to her page, and on her page it has gotten a lot of hits.
And it was
hundreds of thousands.
She is to be applauded for that.
Yeah.
Her and the producers or whoever did that video. I hate that happened with her.
With her friend.
With her friend. But I'm glad that she actually took her platform and actually, had an opportunity to be a voice for that.
Right.
Great. Because now when I first started watching the video, I thought it was her boyfriend when they were in the kitchen. So when another guy came in and they started kissing, I said, "What is this on tape? What are they doing? What is this? They go, baby?" And then they started, and I kept going on, and I kept following. And I thought, oh, they just really close friends. That is really, really beautiful. And then I'm assuming he grew up in that area. So these were guys that knew him. Mm-hmm. And then I guess it was all right, but then when they actually saw it, they actually, and I think a lot of that, like we discussed earlier, has to do with guys who question their sexuality, or since he didn't look like the typical gay person, it would cause them to be suspect. Mm-hmm. So those are other issues that they have, not realizing that another person's walk has nothing to do with you or who you are.
Right.
You ought to be held accountable for who you are. You know how they say that the birds of a feather flock together. We are totally 3 different birds.
Right. And it's interesting that you say that you thought that they were a couple, Marsha and him, because I thought that too at first. And then when I watched it again, I said, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. They kissed in front of her, and I noticed that the guy, when he came in, he hugged her but didn't kiss her. Then he went to the guy and hugged and kissed him, and then they kind of embraced again and had a long stare. So that's when I realized that they were friends. And I thought it was also interesting in the lyrics to me, because I'm very lyrical when it comes to music and how I love music. She alluded to the fact that she knew that he was gay and had a boyfriend, and maybe others didn't, and that she was supposed to be his friend and protect him and blah, 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 but she let this happen. And because she also, one of the lines, she says that I played a part in it too. And I thought that was really profound, that she kind of admitted and acknowledged that, I should have been pushing you to be yourself all along instead of allowing you to kind of cover up who you were, because I also kind of took, and I may be reading more into it, but even from the video and just from the reaction to the woman with the children, that people probably thought that the two of them were dating, that she and the guy were dating. And they never really said, no, we weren't. They just let people believe whatever they believe. So when when the mother of the children saw him holding hands with the woman, her reaction to him was totally different than it was when he was with her. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was interesting, and even, like I say, in the lyrics, for her to even express that in the song, to me, was really, really deep. I really, really found that to be something special.
Like it was actually a video well ahead of its time. I want to see how many more are actually going to use their platform like she did. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or if and when, like Oprah will bring her on to actually discuss that, because they had to be, I don't know, you can check your own network. You're always on.
Yes, I am. And it was also interesting, the message that she has at the end of the video, that she has about, right, exactly. What that was.
Babe, the first day I watched it, I just could not stop bawling when I started reading it. Then I kept thinking, oh my goodness. And I was like, this, because whoever told me to watch it say, no, and just wait, and just keep waiting, and just wait till the end. And just wait till the end. Because I never predicted that he was going to, be killed. And then when the lover took his life,
right,
I thought, wow.
Right. And it was, I like even in the message at the end when she says, it's time for us to be accepting of alternative lifestyles, and she went on about stopping bullying and everything. And she says, she closes with, I love you all, basically saying that I'm accepting of everyone, I love you all, which is really big, I
don't know if y'all have seen on Facebook lately, but I posted something 2 days ago. Did you get a tag, or have either one of y'all seen about the 2 guys who were executed?
No,
and they were shot in the back of their head, and it was on the page, what have you. And the person who was doing the execution of both of them says, if y'all want to say something, I'm gonna let you have your last moment or your last wish. And they ended up kissing each other, and that pissed them, and they made him mad and shot both of them. They were laying there. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but I think that triggered a lot of the more awareness. I think people now, when you see the violent pictures and the things of that, of a situation like that, I think it's bringing more awareness. And I think in those instances, I think that's when people are becoming more vocal now, because when I saw it, I said, oh my gosh. And then I said, well, no, I want people to see this. Because that to me is empowerment, opposed to sitting back and being scared and this, that, and the other, And it's almost like when we had that discussion before you know, would you stand up for your own? You know, like with the, you know, the different type of situations. And when I saw that, I was like, well, yeah, I probably now, you know, where I'm at in my life, if I saw a girl being mistreated, oh, wait a minute now, I may not be the face of, you know, looking like one of the typical, but you would still stand up for your own because that could have been, you know, that could be me. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was very, that was, for me, was a wow moment. And I remember, you know, I showed it to some other girlfriends of mine, and, you know, some of them get really emotional. Say, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened.
Right.
But, you know, sometimes they have to see that in order to say, well, we're fortunate because it could be one of us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I didn't know if y'all had saw that.
I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen that. But that brings up something else that I know that Sophia did get a comment once about speaking about Oprah. And in the last few segments, we've spoken about, I have spoken about Oprah quite a bit. I like Oprah as well.
Can we speak? We can't speak about our own
I thought I could, so that's why I am. That's why I speak about my mama and Oprah. Two of my biggest role models. But anyway, two things. The segment of that she does, what is it called? With the people like Diane Sawyer and Jay-Z did it, and this past Sunday it was Maya Angelou. What is that called?
Oh, Oprah Winfrey's
moment
class.
Masterclass. She had Maya Angelou on this past Sunday, and one of the things that Maya Angelou said is that am I gonna remember it? Did I write it down? Because when I watch stuff, and especially certain things, I like try to write it down.
Well, now we gotta wait till you remember if you wrote it down.
Oh, you are so awful. Why are you so awful? She said
those notes are awful.
She made a comment. Well, you know, when I'm an artist, so I just write things just sporadically.
You should have.
Okay. She said that as a human being.
Well, you didn't remember earlier. You don't see it. So
wait a minute.
I ain't saying that.
I'm just. This is gonna help me channel. This is gonna be channel Maya.
Let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. Maybe we'll find it.
Maybe we'll find it. Well, look. No, that's it.
Well, that's empty, honey.
That's it. Well, these are my notes here, dear. But she said that.
Don't say dear. That's offensive.
Oh, okay. Naisha, girl. She said that as a human being, she can't. Basically, to summarize and paraphrasing. As a human being, she can't not imagine. Basically, what she said was, because she is a human, she finds it hard to say that she would never say or would not say that she could not do anything that is human, because she has all the components of every other human in her to do the same thing. So no matter how heinous the crime or whatever. So I thought that just showed a vast ability to be understanding of different human behavior and different things as us as humans. You know, I thought that was really, really good, and kind of even speaks to this with the whole being accepting of alternative lifestyles, that although you may not be in an alternative lifestyle, to at least be accepting of it and not to condone bullying. Naisha, do you have a comment?
No. I don't have anything to say on that.
As well, and you spoke about the thing that we did about standing up for somebody. Martin Luther King, when he said, and this is kind of, I think, what we were trying to get this young man to see when we were having the conversation at the party, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, which is also something that is great. And
you had that.
Quote, yeah, I wrote that down.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
And another quote from Martin Luther King was, because it ties into this, so it's so ironic that you brought that up. I was just writing this down for my own personal. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends, which those two quotes are really deep to me and kind of speak to what we talked about, and which is true.
Wow, I like that.
Well, we're always going to be speaking on our opinions here.
That's what we do here at the Dish.
Snowed in or snowed out.
So we want to send well wishes to Sophia and Mario, and we'll see them on next week when they
come back from the mountains.
Stock up on your salt and things at your house so you won't get trapped in on the next snow-in.
Thanks again for joining us at the Dish. Bye-bye.